Have you ever read an article about a successful person, or seen them trending on Twitter, or just they somehow enter your presence through an article or a video, and you wonder, how does that person do it? How did that person become so successful and end up thriving? And when I was starting in my journey, I had the same question. I wanted to know how these people were so successful. And after doing a lot of research and seeing how these people became successful and interacted, I realized that almost all of them shared the same characteristic. And that characteristic was that they all had an inner circle of other successful people. If you subscribe to marketers' email lists, you will notice that many of them promote each other through affiliate links, and they all promote each other. And all these top people, when they all promote each other, it results in more success for all of them. So this sense of creating an inner circle is not only useful for affiliates, but it's also useful for accountability, boosting your happiness throughout the journey, and allowing you to thrive in your life. So there are 3 types of inner circles that you need to find yourself in and create them so that all 3 of these inner circles give you inspiration to succeed. The first inner circle, just based on this list in a random order, is people doing what you want to do. When I got started with creating Udemy courses, because I realized it was great that I was able to teach people my knowledge and make revenue at the same time. So it was a win-win. I wanted to do that. So what I did was I developed friendships with other Udemy instructors, and we helped each other throughout the process, where we would do joint ventures, we would create courses together, and it was a lot of fun because these people motivated me, inspired me, and they taught me about Udemy and being successful on that platform. So when you have an inner circle consisting of people doing what you want to do, then you get more knowledge about how to become successful. Because no matter how much knowledge you have, there is someone who knows a lot more than you about your own niche. So if you connect with other people and you create inner circles, you're going to learn more about your niche. You're going to learn more about mastering your business. And this doesn't just apply to business. If you want to be a better parent, you can create an inner circle of people who all have that goal, or people who are great parents, or people who want to help you achieve that goal. And then having that inner circle creates accountability. And then instead of thinking about why didn't I do this, why didn't I do that, you have the accountability that inspires you to do certain actions and accomplish certain goals that you wouldn't have been able to accomplish on your own. The second type of inner circle is friends and family members that you trust and who are interested in being in your inner circle. Because if you have that type of support, then you have an essential support, unwavering support of people who support you no matter what. You want to have that type of inner circle because even when you're having a bad day, you know you can always go back to these people to get motivation to continue doing what you do. And the third type of inner circle is role models. Even if you never collaborate with these role models, it's good to create a list of people who are your role models so that you can look at that list every single day and be inspired by the work that your role models have produced. When I see certain role models creating new products and doing different things with their businesses that are exciting, it inspires me to put in more work and do exciting things of my own with my business so that I'm able to provide more value to my audience. So the 3 main reasons that inner circles are so valuable, I've talked about these points multiple times throughout this lecture, but I really want to give all 3 of these points their own slide just to make them very specific and clear. The first point is inspiration. You get more inspiration to do the work, even on bad days, even on good days. You just feel more inspired to accomplish your goals. The second thing is accountability, because throwing a goal out there and only you knowing about it, it's difficult for you to accomplish that goal, because those types of goals are easy to put off without any type of acknowledgement that you didn't accomplish the goal. However, if you try to do that, and let's say 100 people know about that goal that you were doing, it's more difficult for you to push that goal off. So the accountability initially is scary, but once you get more comfortable with it, you will start accomplishing more of your goals. And when you get into the pattern of accomplishing your goals, all these small wins create more happiness. And finally, support. When you have questions, when you're wondering if what you're doing is right, you can come to people for support. You can get honest feedback. You can get suggestions and ideas of how you should approach a certain issue or a certain strategy. And this support is very useful because it does build into the inspiration as well. When you are having a bad day, you get the support, which leads to more inspiration for doing what you do, and then that encourages you to create more goals, which enforces more accountability. So these three key points are all linked together so that each one leads into the next, and that's why inner circles are so valuable to have. So now that you know why inner circles are so important, it is time for you to create your own inner circle. The easiest inner circle to create for some people is to tell family and friends about this idea that you have, that you want to accomplish, and you need support from that idea. We all have a certain amount of trustworthy family members and friends who we would tell our ideas and goals to. And these people can just be motivating to you, whether it's they give you insightful advice or just their presence and just their willingness to listen to your goals. It doesn't take a lot for a family member or a friend who you admire to be inspirational. The next thing is to list your role models. List them so that you have a list of people who, when you're having a bad day or you're wondering if your work is valuable or you're having doubts, look at these role models and look at their work and be inspired by it. And one of the key things to remember about these role models is that it took them a long time to reach the status and the success of where they are now. They didn't start out as role models. And these people could have been nice from the very beginning, but the point is they don't start out with the success that makes them admirable. They have to put in the work in order to achieve the success that they currently have. And then finally, meaningfully contact the people who inspire you and do what you want to do. When I connected with other Udemy instructors who helped me become successful and learn more about how Udemy works, I contacted these people meaningfully. I had contacted them before. I decided to ask them if they were interested in creating a course with me, and all these people agreed. And before that, though, I was asking them questions. It wasn't just one day I found this person's profile and I decided to contact them, asking if we could team up, and that's how the whole interaction started. It was not like that. I was engaging in these people's courses, asking questions, and then I decided to contact them, asking them if we could team up. So you don't just want to contact someone for the sake of contacting that person, for the sake of adding that person to your inner circle. You want to engage with that person as if that person were right in front of you right now and you were having a conversation with them. That's how you engage with someone, get them to become a part of your inner circle. And then once you have that person in your inner circle, that person inspires you to achieve more in a certain area of your life. If you have any questions about creating your own inner circles, how to make inner circles work for your life, or any other questions concerning happiness, then I encourage you to ask your question in the discussion section, and I will quickly get back to you. That is all for this lecture. I hope it has served you, and what I want you to do is to dream big, achieve greatness, and unlock your potential today.